Welcome back to Men's Health 365. Today I'm going to reveal something that might sound too good to be true, but it's backed by groundbreaking research from leading medical institutions around the world. There's a specific food that can help you maintain strong, functional legs well into your 80s and 90s, and it's probably not what you think. I'm not talking about exotic superfoods or expensive supplements. I'm talking about something affordable, accessible, and scientifically proven to preserve muscle mass, bone density, and leg strength as you age. But here's the catch. Most men over 60 aren't eating nearly enough of it, and many are eating it the wrong way at the wrong times, which dramatically reduces its effectiveness. Before we dive into exactly what this food is and how to use it for maximum benefit, hit that subscribe button right now. We're building a community of men who refuse to accept that weakness, frailty, and dependence are inevitable parts of aging. We upload evidence-based content every week that gives you the tools to stay strong, mobile, and independent for decades to come. Let me tell you about Harold Chen, a 92-year-old retired engineer from Vancouver, Canada. 3 years ago, at age 89, Harold was struggling. He'd lost significant muscle mass in his legs over the previous decade. Climbing stairs left him breathless and shaky. Getting up from a chair required using his arms to push himself up. His doctor warned him that he was at high risk for falls, and fall-related injuries are one of the leading causes of death and disability in men over 85. Harold's wife had passed away 2 years earlier, and he was determined to maintain his independence and continue living in his own home rather than moving to assisted living. Harold's daughter, a nurse, had been reading research about protein intake and muscle preservation in elderly adults. She discovered that her father was consuming less than 50 grams of protein per day, far below what research shows older men need to maintain muscle mass. Even more importantly, he was eating most of that protein at dinner, with virtually none at breakfast and very little at lunch. This timing pattern, she learned, was almost as problematic as the total amount. She worked with Harold to restructure his diet, focusing on one specific protein source consumed strategically throughout the day. Within 6 months, Harold had regained noticeable muscle mass in his thighs and calves. His walking speed increased by 30%. He could climb the full flight of stairs to his bedroom without stopping. Today, at 92, Harold walks 2 miles every morning, tends his garden, and lives completely independently. His doctor says his leg strength is comparable to men 15 years younger. What Harold added to his diet, and what I'm going to teach you about today, is high-quality protein, specifically from eggs and lean poultry, consumed in adequate amounts and distributed properly throughout the day. Now, I know what you're thinking. Protein? That's not revolutionary. Everyone knows protein is important. But here's what most men don't know. After age 60, your body becomes dramatically less efficient at building and maintaining muscle from dietary protein. This phenomenon, called anabolic resistance, means that the same amount of protein that maintained your muscles at age 40 is completely inadequate at age 70. Research published in the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association found that men over 60 need approximately 50% more protein per meal to stimulate the same muscle protein synthesis as younger men. Furthermore, the timing and distribution of protein throughout the day matters enormously for leg muscle preservation. Yet 90% of older men eat protein in a pattern that's almost perfectly designed to accelerate muscle loss. Let me explain the science of why your legs weaken with age and how strategic protein intake reverses this process. Starting around age 40, men begin losing muscle mass at a rate of approximately 3 to 8% per decade. After age 60, this accelerates to about 1% per year if you don't take specific action to prevent it. This muscle loss, called sarcopenia, doesn't affect all muscles equally. Your leg muscles, particularly your quadriceps and gluteal muscles, are among the most severely affected. Research from the Journal of Gerontology found that men over 70 lose leg muscle mass twice as fast as upper body muscle mass. This makes perfect sense when you think about modern lifestyle. Many men become less active as they age, walking less, climbing fewer stairs, and spending more time sitting. Without regular resistant stimulus, leg muscles atrophy rapidly, But muscle loss isn't just about activity. It's also about nutrition, specifically protein nutrition. Your muscles are constantly breaking down and rebuilding. Every single day, your body breaks down old muscle proteins and synthesizes new ones to replace them. This process, called protein turnover, requires adequate dietary protein to provide the amino acid building blocks. In young men, the balance between breakdown and synthesis stays relatively even, maintaining muscle mass. In older men, especially those not consuming adequate protein, breakdown exceeds synthesis, and you gradually lose muscle mass. Research published in Nutrients Journal demonstrates that men over 60 who consume less than 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight per day experience accelerated muscle loss, while those consuming 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram maintain or even gain muscle mass when combined with resistance activity. Here's where it gets really interesting. Not all protein sources are equally effective for building and maintaining muscle in older men. The amino acid leucine plays a particularly critical role in triggering muscle protein synthesis. Leucine acts like an ignition switch that turns on the cellular machinery responsible for building new muscle. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that older men need approximately 3 grams of leucine per meal to maximally stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Foods rich in leucine include eggs, chicken, turkey, beef, fish, and dairy products, with eggs and poultry being among the most leucine-dense and affordable options. A single large egg contains about 6 grams of complete protein with approximately half a gram of leucine, along with all essential amino acids in ideal ratios for human muscle building. Chicken and turkey breast provide about 30 grams of protein per 4-ounce serving with nearly 3 grams of leucine. This is why eggs and lean poultry form the foundation of a muscle-preserving diet for men over 60. They're affordable, versatile, easy to prepare, easy to digest, and provide the exact amino acid profile your muscles need. But here's the crucial part that most men get wrong. It's not just about eating enough total protein throughout the day. It's about eating enough protein at each meal, particularly breakfast. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition found that muscle protein synthesis is maximally stimulated when you consume at least 30 grams of high-quality protein at a single meal. Consuming less than this threshold, say 15 or 20 grams, produces a much weaker muscle-building response, especially in older men. Furthermore, muscle protein synthesis can only be maximally stimulated about 3 times per day, with at least 3 to 4 hours between protein-rich meals. This means you can't just eat all your protein at dinner and expect to maintain leg muscle. You need to distribute it across 3 meals. Here's the typical pattern I see in men over 60. Breakfast is usually low in protein, maybe a bowl of cereal with milk, toast with jam, or oatmeal. That might provide 5 to 10 grams of protein. Lunch might be a sandwich with a couple slices of deli meat, providing perhaps 15 grams. Then dinner includes a substantial serving of meat or fish, providing 40 to 50 grams. The total for the day might be adequate, perhaps 70 to 80 grams, but the distribution is terrible for muscle maintenance. Breakfast and lunch don't provide enough protein to meaningfully stimulate muscle protein synthesis, so your muscles continue breaking down throughout the morning and afternoon. Then at dinner, you finally get enough protein, but your body can only use about 30 to 40 grams for muscle building. The excess gets converted to glucose or stored as fat. Now contrast this with an optimal pattern. Breakfast includes 3 whole eggs cooked any style, providing 18 grams of protein, plus a slice of whole grain toast with a tablespoon of natural peanut butter for another 6 grams, plus a cup of Greek yogurt with berries for another 15 grams. Total breakfast protein is about 39 grams, well above the threshold for maximally stimulating muscle protein synthesis. Lunch includes 4 ounces of grilled chicken breast in a large salad with olive oil dressing, providing about 35 grams of protein. Dinner includes a 4-ounce serving of fish or lean beef with vegetables and a potato, providing about 30 to 35 grams. Total daily protein is now over 100 grams, distributed evenly across 3 meals. each meal providing enough to maximally stimulate muscle building. Research from the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association compared these two patterns in men over 70. The group that distributed protein evenly across 3 meals, with at least 30 grams per meal, gained an average of 2.1 kilograms of leg muscle mass over 12 weeks while following a basic walking and resistance exercise program. The group that ate the same total amount of protein but concentrated most of it at dinner maintained their muscle mass but didn't gain any. The distribution made the difference between maintenance and growth. Let's talk specifically about eggs because they're one of the most underrated muscle-building foods for men over 60. For decades, eggs were demonized because of cholesterol concerns. Many doctors told men to limit eggs to 2 or 3 per week, or to eat only egg whites and discard the yolks. This advice was based on outdated understanding of how dietary cholesterol affects blood cholesterol. We now know from extensive research, including major studies published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, that dietary cholesterol from eggs has minimal impact on blood cholesterol levels in most people. The cholesterol in your blood comes primarily from your liver's production, which is influenced by saturated fat and trans fat intake, not dietary cholesterol. More importantly, the egg yolk contains most of the nutrients that support muscle health and overall health. Yes, the white contains most of the protein, but the yolk contains leucine, vitamin D, which is critical for muscle function, vitamin B12, which older men often become deficient in, choline, which supports nerve and muscle communication, and healthy fats that support hormone production. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition compared muscle protein synthesis in older men who ate whole eggs versus egg whites with the same total protein content. The whole egg group showed 40% greater muscle protein synthesis. The nutrients in the yolk work synergistically with the protein to enhance muscle building. A practical, affordable, muscle-building breakfast for men over 60 is 3 whole eggs, scrambled or cooked any way you prefer, 2 slices of whole grain toast, a piece of fruit like a banana or apple, and a cup of coffee or tea. This provides about 30 to 35 grams of high-quality protein, complex carbohydrates to fuel activity, and comes in at roughly $4 to $5, depending on where you live. You've just given your muscles the stimulus they need to maintain or build mass throughout the morning. For lunch, the focus should be on lean poultry. A chicken breast salad is ideal. 4 ounces of grilled chicken breast over mixed greens with vegetables, olive oil, and vinegar dressing. And a whole grain roll provides about 35 to 40 grams of protein plus healthy fats and fiber. If you're preparing this at home, it costs approximately $5 to $6 and takes 15 minutes to prepare. If you're eating out, most restaurants offer some version of a chicken salad or grilled chicken sandwich. Just be mindful of portion sizes. Restaurant chicken breasts are often 6 to 8 ounces, which is more protein than you need in one meal and more calories than most men over 60 require. Ask for a smaller portion or save half for another meal. For dinner, you have more flexibility. Fish, lean beef, pork tenderloin, or more poultry all work well. The key is getting that 30 to 35 gram protein serving. A palm-sized portion of meat or fish generally provides this amount. Pair it with plenty of vegetables and a moderate serving of complex carbohydrates like sweet potato, brown rice, or quinoa. This meal pattern provides steady energy, supports muscle maintenance, and prevents the evening overeating that many older men struggle with. Now let's address some common concerns and questions. First, what about kidney health? Many men have heard that high protein intake damages kidneys. This concern is based on outdated research and misunderstanding. Multiple recent studies, including comprehensive research published in Advances in Nutrition, confirm that protein intakes up to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, which is what we're recommending, are completely safe for men with healthy kidney function. The myth comes from the fact that people with existing kidney disease need to restrict protein because their damaged kidneys can't process the waste products efficiently. But if your kidneys are healthy, higher protein intake does not cause damage. In fact, maintaining muscle mass through adequate protein intake may actually protect kidney function as you age by improving overall metabolic health. Second, won't eating eggs every day raise my cholesterol? For the vast majority of men, no. Research published in the British Medical Journal followed over 500,000 adults and found no association between egg consumption and heart disease risk. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that eating up to 12 eggs per week for over a year did not adversely affect cardiovascular risk factors in adults with diabetes or prediabetes, groups considered high risk. The key is overall diet quality. If you're eating eggs along with plenty of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats, while limiting processed foods, added sugars, and excessive saturated fats, eggs are not going to harm your cardiovascular health. That said, if you have specific health concerns or have been advised to limit cholesterol by your doctor, discuss your individual situation with them before making dietary changes. Third, what if I don't like eggs or chicken? There are other high-quality protein sources that work well. Greek yogurt is excellent, with about 17 grams of protein per 6-ounce serving and plenty of leucine. Cottage cheese provides similar benefits. Fish, particularly salmon, tuna, and cod, are outstanding protein sources with the added benefit of omega-3 fatty acids. Lean beef and pork provide complete protein with good leucine content. Even plant-based proteins can work if you choose wisely. Tofu, tempeh, and edamame from soy provide complete protein with decent leucine levels. The challenge with most plant proteins is that they're lower in leucine per gram of protein compared to animal sources, so you need to eat larger portions to get the same muscle-building benefit. A combination of different protein sources throughout the day is perfectly fine and actually beneficial for providing varied nutrients. Fourth, I'm not very active. Do I still need this much protein? Yes, in fact, you may need it even more. Research from the Journal of Gerontology shows that sedentary older adults experience more rapid muscle loss than active older adults, and adequate protein intake becomes even more critical for preventing loss when you're not providing regular muscle stimulus through activity. That said, combining adequate protein intake with regular resistance activity produces dramatically better results than either alone. Studies show that older men who consume adequate protein and perform resistance training twice per week gain muscle mass and strength, while those who only do one or the other might maintain muscle but rarely gain. The two work synergistically. This brings me to an important point. While this video focuses on nutrition, specifically protein intake for leg strength, nutrition alone isn't enough. You must also provide resistance stimulus to your leg muscles through activity. The protein provides the building blocks, but exercise provides the signal that tells your body to actually build muscle. Walking is excellent for cardiovascular health and mobility, but it provides relatively little stimulus for muscle growth. You need resistance activities that challenge your leg muscles. This doesn't mean you need a gym membership or complicated equipment. Bodyweight exercises are highly effective for men over 60. Sit-to-stand exercises, where you sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands, directly strengthen the quadriceps and glutes that are most important for mobility. Research published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that men over 70 who performed 3 sets of 10 sit-to-stands 3 times per week for 12 weeks increased their leg strength by 23%. Wall sits, where you lean against a wall in a seated position with knees bent at 90 degrees, build isometric strength and endurance. Calf raises, done holding a counter for balance, strengthen the calf muscles, crucial for walking and balance. Step-ups onto a low step or stair work all major leg muscles in a functional pattern. Combining these simple resistance exercises 3 times per week with adequate protein intake, distributed properly throughout the day, gives you the 2 elements you need for maintaining and building leg muscle, the stimulus and the building blocks. 92-year-old Harold, the 92-year-old I told you about, follows exactly this pattern. He eats 3 eggs every morning with whole grain toast, has a chicken-based lunch, and includes fish or poultry at dinner. He performs bodyweight leg exercises 3 mornings per week for 15 minutes. This combination transformed his leg strength and preserved his independence. Let me give you a simple 1-week meal plan focused on maximizing leg muscle preservation through strategic protein intake. Monday breakfast, 3-egg vegetable omelet with mushrooms and peppers, 2 slices whole grain toast, 1 cup berries. Lunch, turkey and avocado, wrap with 4 ounces turkey breast, whole grain tortilla, large side salad. Dinner, 4-ounce grilled salmon, roasted Brussels sprouts, quinoa. Tuesday breakfast, Greek yogurt, parfait with 1.5 cups Greek yogurt, mixed berries, 1/4 cup granola, tablespoon almonds. Lunch, 4-ounce grilled chicken Caesar salad with light dressing, whole grain roll. Dinner, 4-ounce lean beef. Stir fry with mixed vegetables over brown rice. Wednesday breakfast, 3 scrambled eggs with spinach, whole grain English muffin, orange. Lunch, tuna salad made with 4 ounces tuna on mixed greens, whole grain crackers. Dinner, 4-ounce pork tenderloin, roasted sweet potato, steamed broccoli. Thursday breakfast, protein smoothie with 1 scoop whey protein powder, 1 cup Greek yogurt, banana, tablespoon peanut butter, almond milk. Lunch, 4-ounce turkey burger on whole grain bun with lettuce and tomato, side salad. Dinner, 4-ounce cod, roasted asparagus, wild rice. Friday breakfast, 3-egg frittata with vegetables, whole grain toast, grapefruit. Lunch, 4-ounce chicken breast with hummus and vegetables and whole wheat pita. Dinner, 4-ounce shrimp. Stir fry with mixed vegetables over cauliflower rice. Saturday breakfast, cottage cheese bowl with 1.5 cups cottage cheese, pineapple, walnuts. Lunch, 4-ounce grilled chicken with quinoa and roasted vegetables. Dinner, 4-ounce lean steak, baked potato, green beans. Sunday breakfast, 3-egg breakfast burrito with black beans in whole grain tortilla, salsa. Lunch, 4-ounce salmon cake with mixed green salad. Dinner, 4-ounce roasted chicken, roasted root vegetables, side salad. Each day provides approximately 100 to 120 grams of protein, distributed evenly across 3 meals, with each meal providing at least 30 grams and hitting the leucine threshold for maximally stimulating muscle protein synthesis. Notice that breakfast always includes either eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a protein smoothie. Lunch always includes poultry, fish, or another lean protein source. Dinner includes variety, but maintains adequate protein. This pattern, maintained consistently, provides your muscles with constant supply of amino acids needed for maintenance and growth. Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize that leg strength isn't just about mobility and independence, though those are critically important. Leg muscle mass is strongly associated with longevity and overall health. Research published in the British Medical Journal followed over 5,000 adults over 60 for 15 years and found that those in the highest quartile for leg muscle mass had 53% lower all-cause mortality compared to those in the lowest quartile. Think about that. Having strong leg muscles was associated with cutting death risk by more than half. The researchers believe this is because leg muscle mass reflects overall protein nutrition, physical activity levels, metabolic health, and hormonal status, all of which influence longevity. Other research from the Journal of the American Heart Association found that leg muscle strength independently predicted cardiovascular disease risk. Men with the weakest leg muscles had double the risk of heart attack and stroke compared to men with the strongest legs, even after adjusting for other risk factors. The mechanism appears to be that maintaining muscle mass requires adequate physical activity, proper nutrition, and healthy metabolic function, all of which protect cardiovascular health. Strong legs don't just keep you mobile, they're a marker and a cause of overall health and longevity. So when you eat those 3 eggs tomorrow morning, you're not just preventing falls or maintaining independence. You're literally adding years to your life and life to your years. The simple act of consuming adequate high-quality protein, Distributed properly throughout the day, combined with basic resistance activity, can transform your trajectory of aging. You don't have to accept weakness, frailty, or dependence as inevitable. With the right knowledge and consistent action, you can maintain strong, functional legs well into your 80s and 90s, just like Harold. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below letting us know what country you're watching from. We have viewers from all over the world, and I love seeing this global community of men committed to staying strong and independent as we age. And please, hit that subscribe button. Every week, we bring you evidence-based strategies that actually work for maintaining strength, health, and vitality after 60. By subscribing and sharing, you help us reach more men who need this information. Remember, strong legs at 90 aren't a matter of luck or genetics. They're a matter of knowledge and consistent action. You now have the knowledge. The action is up to you.